Hello again. Are you ready for some more American myths and legends? Well, good, because I got plenty of them. And many of our myths and legends come from the Old West. And one of the most famous of all the American myths and legends from the Old West is Pecos Bill. Now, way back a long time ago, when the cowboys were driving cattle up the trails from Texas, they would camp out each night around a campfire. And they did not have iPods or video games, so to entertain themselves, they made up stories and songs. Every time the tale got told, it got taller and taller, which means wilder and wilder. One of their favorite subjects was the legend of a man called Pecos Bill. And he got that name from the Pecos River that runs through Texas. And here is his story. Picture this. One day, on a cattle drive, all the steers got spooked by something and started to run wild across the plain, 5,000 of them. They were headed right toward town. Who could stop them? Pecos Bill, that's who. He was the biggest, strongest, smartest cowboy who ever lived. He heard the stampede coming. And so, he jumped on his horse, which he called Widowmaker, and he rode off after the stampede. He threw his lasso and roped the whole herd. But the strength of the cows was too much for Widowmaker, so Pecos Bill threw the other end of his lasso around the whole hill. That stopped the herd just before it reached town. Pecos Bill had saved the day. Well, the story of Pecos Bill begins when he was a baby, and his parents went west in a covered wagon. One night there was a terrible storm, and baby Bill's crib got bumped out of the wagon with him in it. His parents did not realize he was gone, and Bill was trapped under the crib. And then a wandering family of coyotes found him and turned the crib over. The mother coyote carried Bill back to their den in a cave. So Pecos Bill was raised by coyotes. They taught him how to hunt and gather food, and he grew to be a teenager. Then one day, while he was swimming in the Pecos River, a cowboy came by and said, "Hey there, young feller, who are you?" Bill could just say, because he had never learned to speak like humans. The cowboy said, "Let me take you home, young feller," and he did. The coyotes were very sad, and they howled at the moon. And maybe that's why coyotes still howl at the moon, looking for Pecos Bill. Well, Pecos Bill became the best cowboy Texas had ever seen. He could rope a steer from half a mile away. He could tame a wild horse with a dirty look. People said he rode a mountain lion, and he roped a tornado and dragged it to the Gulf of Mexico where it went out to sea. Now, every gal in Texas wanted to be Pecos Bill's girlfriend, but he fell in love with a girl named Slewfoot Sue. The first time he saw her, she was in a lake riding a catfish that was as big as a cow. She was smart and funny and tough as cowhide. She could ride a horse, rope a calf, brand a bull, and still look as pretty as a cactus flower in the morning dew. One day she asked Pecos Bill if she could ride his horse. He said, "Sure, I will let you ride her if you will marry me first." So they got married. When Sue tried to ride the horse, it bucked her way up in the air. When she came down again, she landed right on Widowmaker. Then Pecos Bill jumped on and the two rode off into the sunset. No one knows where they went. Maybe they started a ranch together somewhere off in the Wild West. And I got a song about Pecos Bill. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you? Yeah, yeah. It goes like this. Pecos Bill was quite a cowboy down in Texas, and a western superman to say the least. Was the roughest, toughest critter never known to be a quitter, 'cause he never had no fear of man nor beast. So yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-o, he was the toughest critter west of the Alamo. That's your part to sing. Yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-o, he was the toughest critter west of the Alamo. All right, here we go. Once a band of rustlers stole a herd of cattle, but they didn't know the herd they stole was Bill's. When he caught them crooked villains, he knocked out all their fillings. That's the reason why there's gold in them thar hills. Sing it. Yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-o, he's the toughest critter west of the Alamo. Once he roped a raging cyclone out of nowhere, and he straddled it and settled down with ease. While the cyclone bucked and fritted, Pecos rolled a smoke and lit it. He tamed that angry wind down to a breeze. Sing yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-o, he's the toughest critter west of the Alamo. Once there was a drought that spread all over Texas, so to Northern California he did go. And though the rhyme is kind of corny, he brought rain from California, and that's how we got the Gulf of Mexico. Yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-o, he's the toughest critter west of the Alamo. Pecos lost his way while traveling on the desert. Water, water. It was 90 miles across the burning sand. Water, water. He knew he'd never make the border if he didn't get some water. So he got a stick and dug the Rio Grande. Yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-o, he's the toughest critter west of the Alamo. While reclining on a cloud high over Texas, with his guns he made the stars evaporate. Well, he left one when he saw them stars declining. He left one brightly shining as the emblem of the Lone Star, Texas State. Let me try that again. Lone Star, Texas State. That's good. All together. Yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-o, he's the toughest critter west of the Alamo. All right. Well, now we'll go on to American Myths and Legends, part. Let's see. We had Johnny Appleseed and the Railroad Guys, and we had Paul Bunyan, and we had this feller. So we'll go on to part 5. Right? Yeah. Check the next video. See you then.